Transit dan Terminal Bus TBS. Bandar Tasik Selatan. Connecting station to Rapid KL, KLIA Transit and TBS Bus Terminal, Bandar Tasik Selatan.
Courtier